Hello, today we are going to go through the basic setup for the ScanGaugeKR when you have it new out of the box. It's actually going to show connecting up here for no more than 10 seconds and go to this main screen. The first thing you're going to want to do is press the button that says More, and then we're going to press the button on the lower left that says Setup. We want to set all the parameters for what you're going to read, whether it be United States or Canadian. So we'll start with distance, and you can change between miles or kilometers. We'll leave it at miles. You hit the upper right hand button, you can move your fuel units between gallons and liters. We'll leave it at gallons. The upper right or left hand buttons go back and forth between your parameters. So we're going to use the right one. We did fuel units. The next one, temperature units, same thing. You use the bottom two to change Fahrenheit and Celsius. Go back to the upper right. We'll move over one more, pressure units. Make sure you set that to whichever you wish to read your pressure. And then this is the most important out of all of them, the tank size, which is basically the size of both your fuel tanks on your truck combined. This truck we are currently in actually has two 130-gallon tanks, which would make it a total of 260 gallons. So the bottom two arrows adjust that up and down, as you can see. We're going to adjust this up to 260 gallons. That is crucial for the calculation for your instant fuel mileage and your profit per mile. Back to the upper right-hand button. We'll go back to our currency. We will leave that in the American dollars, but it can be changed if you wish. And then advanced settings we're going to leave for another day. That's a little bit advanced. We just want to do a basic startup now. So once you've cycled through them all and you're back at the original one we started with, which is distance, hit the very, very lower right hand button with the yellow circle around it, which takes you back to our main screen. That button always takes you to that screen. And then what we're going to do, we're going to hit this time the right hand button that says More, and we are going to go to the upper right hand button that says Fill Up, and that's going to take us to our fill up screen. And at this point you want to go to this screen every time you fill up your tank with fuel. So this 188 is basically a calculation of what the ECM or what the ScanGauge thinks is left in the tank. So if we were empty right now, and the first tank, you pretty much have to summarize and take a guess as to how many gallons are in your tank. So we're gonna just fill it up. We're gonna think we're empty, and we'll fill it up. And you saw as I was moving the top button, it lowered and raised the bottom button. This tank equals is the total amount that's in your tank. So if I added 87 gallons, I would be full right now. Like I said, the first tank through is just an estimate. Once that's at your maximum tank size, which this truck is 260, don't add any more. There's really no reason in that. I believe we were at about 87. And every time you fill up, you're just going to add this until that bottom tank size reaches your maximum level, which on this truck is 260. This number could be 80, it could be 200, it could be 150. However many gallons you put in at that fill up is what you put in up here. And then we're going to hit this next button, the lower right hand corner. This is our fuel cost. This is what you're paying at the pump right now filling up. Let's just take a guess. Say we're in a high price state. It's $4.01 a gallon. You can adjust that with the top buttons. We'll say $4.01. And then fuel rate. This can be a couple different numbers, whatever you choose. For the time being, to keep it simple, we are going to add this, turn this up to $1.50 a mile. Like that would be our rate. And that's the rate we are getting on the load we are being paid right now. And that will calculate our profit going down the road. Hit next. That is your average speed. You will put into fuel gauges when it asks for average speed. 38 miles an hour, nothing to change. Always hit save, and then you're done. back at the main screen. This always takes you back here. The gauge button is what you want to hit next. Going down the road, here are your 4 readouts. You could change them to anything you want just by hitting the button next to the readout. We will go into these more in depth in another video. As far as profit, throttle position, temperature, average mile per gallon, instant mile per gallon, mile per hour. We will follow that shortly with another video, and we hope you enjoyed this startup. Thank you.